Okay. Thanks a lot. It's a nice overview from here. So currently, I think the stage is the best place to be. So what's up here? I will tell you something about Smunits. What is it? First of all, I would like to collect all of you together regarding some initial positions. So we need to think about the prologue, so what's necessary to consider in order to create something which I call the Smunits. We have investigated the last couple of centuries enormous amount of knowledge. We have created natural sciences of any kind, and we have a couple of solutions around. On the other hand, we do have a couple of problems, complex problems, which we have to face today, and we need solutions on that. On the other hand, we have a couple of solutions. So how to combine all these given solutions in order to find new results on that. And for this reason, I would like to give you my suggestion on that, which helps me the last couple of years in order to find new solutions. And finally, I will give you also an overview which kind of solutions this could be. Consider the following. So this is an experiment with you, with your minds, but try to follow me. It's not that easy, but first of all, I would like to try to help you to imagine an object in the middle of nothing. And if I say nothing, then I really mean nothing. A ball, you can consider a ball, for example, which is in the middle of nothing. This nothing is that nihil, that not existing, that you shouldn't ever think about it. I know that's hard to do, because that's the limit of our spirit, of our physical brain. But if you try to do that this Smunit, as I call it, the smallest unit, the part which has no surrounding, so it's just itself and nothing else. But this is the basic foundation which is necessary in order to find solutions made out of solutions. This thing, this object in the middle of nothing, wants to do something. Why? Because there is no other possibility. There is no exchange with the surroundings, so the only possibility for this object is to do a differentiation with itself. So it can divide it by itself, which is the possibility. And this separation in itself, somebody would call it the Big Bang, is the start of everything which is further on the processes we can face every day in almost any action, in almost any field of science. Somebody will call it a Big Bang. I call it the diffraction. It's a combined word between differentiation and interaction, because this is done all at the same time. So if some action happens, it's a differentiation and an interaction at the same place, which will result in all the considerations we have today. So somebody of you may ask, is this a new theory of physics? Because I'm a physicist. It is not. What it is nothing more than a model of our thinking. This thinking is based on models, because there is no other action for us, no other possibility in order to think. So we try to create models, different kind of models for different kind of sciences, but all of these models do have things in common. These Smunits, which are created and sub-created by these diffraction processes, do interact with itself, but also with other Smunits, which are results of the already taken processes before that. So just to give you an idea of how this could be used for your thinking, for your way of thinking. So try to reflect your own way of thinking, what you're using every day. Then you will realize for any problem you have to face, you try to create new questions in order to find new answers, new solutions on the problems you have to solve. But you will follow me that with this way of thinking, there will never be a final answer, because this is not possible. Because with any question you're going to create, you have to face additional questions which are coming up with all the things we are creating. Because of this, every ongoing separation process of this prime Smunit, which is my fundamental foundation on this way of thinking. So these Smunits are going to interact and differact with each other. So the idea on the way of thinking I try to handle is how to find these Smunits. And what is this Smunit for your everyday life as well. So here I give you some examples on that. We have Smunits almost in any kind of science fields. We have it in physics. We have the elementary particles as the prime Smunit of this kind of science. We have atoms in chemistry. We have in each system you're going to consider a specific Smunit of thinking, because this is not reality. Because everything we are considering every day is just a representation of reality from the outer space, which is everything out of your brain, into your brain, as I consider as the inner space. So this is the problem of any problem, that we do think we know about reality, but it's just an imagination of our brain. But the question is how we are able to recognize such a Smunit. So what is the smallest unit of the things we are going to consider? There is a nice guy which is already gone. Albert Einstein once said that we should make it simple, but not simpler as it does make sense. So we have to limit our reduction of the so-called reality, but not so much that we are going to lose the most essential of the things we're going to consider. And for what are we going to need that or use that? That's the main point why I have created this way of thinking, because there are a lot of solutions around, I've already mentioned that, and try to combine these solutions in order to find new solutions. So the idea is to find a method in order to handle the complexity. That's the way the world is created. It's a really complex system we are all living in, and we need to find methods in order to get an orientation, a navigation method to drive the ship beneath all these issues. So this is not working. Smunits are this way of finding these essentials by just trying to find the most essential thing of thinking, so that you can find the way to it. So we have a couple of complex problems around. Here's some of the ideas on that. We have financial and economic crisis around. We have some climate change problems we have to face. So we have energy problems. So we need to find new solutions every day, and even in the world outside, because the rising amount of population is even forcing all these problems. Today there are more than 7 billion people living on this planet, and a couple of other problems. You will name it. You have your own problems you have to face every day. So how to bring all these issues together. In order to give you a more detailed insight of problems and why my orientation started with this way of thinking And finally, you will see some solutions already, which are results of this way. There's a core unit, a core Smunit, which is our way of our world. It's the combination between our star, the sun, and the earth. So the combination of these two bodies, the planet and the sun, is everything we are made of and everything which is driving us. So there is currently no other possibility of living out there in space. So we have to consider any systems that we are going to create on a technical base, which is driven and forced by our star, which is the sun. And we do need this energy, and there's enough energy around. So you will follow me when I say that there is not this given energy problem around. So the question is, if we know that, or if we have already realized that this core Smunit is the issue that drives us and drives our life, what could we do with all that? How can we develop this core Smunit? And just to give you the idea, I would like to lead you to the core Smunit energy. And the energy is something everybody knows. We need energy for living. We need it for everything we are going to do in order to realize ideas. This is just the idea how the energy demand on Earth is rising day by day. It's almost 3% each year that the demand of human mankind is rising. That means we have to find solutions on that. But we have just a limited biosphere, so there's no second biosphere available which we can use as a second world currently. On the other hand, I've mentioned it, there is the sun, which has enormous amount of energy bringing to our planet. It's 10,000 times more than we do need for our everyday life. But how to get it straight, how to get it into our everyday life. And that's exactly why we have to consider this complex system as a Smunit and try to find these technical solutions on that. Here I just show you the way the core Smunit sun is driving all the life on our planet. It's supporting us with energy. This energy is a necessity for all the other systems, which I try to show you here. The cells, which are driven by sun. If you just consider plants, trees, they are needing this energy by driving their photosynthesis. But also the supporting the next layer of Smunit, which is the human beings, with the brains, which drives us the way of thinking. This brain, together with other people, allows us to create something which is our society. The society itself is the necessity for create something like science. And as you can assume, this science is also the main driver for creating the idea of Smunits, which on the other hand brings us the insight that there is the sun as the core Smunit for all of us. So if we try to break it down for finding solutions for our everyday living, then we are going to come closer to an issue and Smunit of our life, which is the smart city. Smart city, as I understand, needs new technologies, some technologies which helps us for bringing the energy of the sun into the city as much as close as we are going to live. Here you see some of the ideas which are created based on all these ideas. We have created technologies which are able to harvest energy as close as possible to the people and try to combine these technologies with our everyday living. We are doing this all the day. We are trying to figure out the bionic engineering in order not to to do a lot of engineering, which is not necessary because there's already a lot of engineering done in the past. And as one of the main issues, we are considering substituting of glass inside of vertical building surfaces. Here, there's a new technology we have developed on that. This is a so-called energy glass. So on any place where you have glass today, and there's an enormous amount, we can create energy. But at the same time, we are able to support this area with transparency. Finally, we have combined these technologies in this unit we call the Smart City of Graz, the place where you are currently. So we are going to combine energy technologies inside this city in order to help people creating new cities, new style of cities where we can all live, work at the same time in order to also increase the comfort of living inside the city. This is in the middle of Graz, in the middle of the Green Tech Valley, which is also a name of the province you are currently in. And these are the core unit of a city, are the buildings. So if we are able to modify, transform buildings into generators so that each building is able to produce energy or transform energy from light into electricity, then we have the core technology for cities in order to support our everyday living on that. It is not just the building in cities that counts, it's also possible for doing the same issue for production. So today there's no necessity that factories need to have chimneys anymore. So there's enough energy around, even at our latitude in Austria. We don't need to have conditions like in the desert of Dubai or something else, so it's already enough with the today's available technology on that. Finally, we are going to transform with these technologies based on Smunits thinking that this city of the future have completely new possibilities. The only idea, which is the foundation on all that, is to combine different kind of sciences together in order to find new solutions. And this we have done the last couple of years based on this idea to combine all these technologies. So currently I'm already out of time. Thank you for your concentration, and please do not forget to stay curious, think foolish, and try to find the way of Smunits thinking, and you will also find some more information at the web page.